You are now tuned in to the Trillmonga podcast, hosted by Dominic D. Breeze Brown, alongside co-hosts Josh Arthur X and Mike Hargrove, aka Stargrove. Content that'll feed the streets. If you want to know that you know that you know, it's all going down only on the Trillmonga podcast, y'all.
Back.
What's happening?
Episode 2. We got some dope stuff in store for y'all. Hopefully y'all have been tuned in and locked in and realized the movement that we have rolling right now. We have a very, very, special guest in the house tonight by the name of Mike Hargrove. My brother is back. I know last episode him and Joshua were away. Josh is still away. Once again, got a new job.
Yeah,
but,
man, you got to get to the bread. Get to the paper,
right. So once again, my hope is that each episode we can add a member and we'll be back to a full cast in no time.
right. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it rolling, as we always do. For sure.
So I think right now everybody is in a unique situation. We are under quarantine for the most part. The coronavirus has everybody in a whole different phase of life right now.
Right.
So we are practicing social distancing, which this really the reason it's taking us so long to get podcasts out, because we wanted to make sure that we were safe, that we could, even with guests, making sure that we could get remote broadcast and unique ways to still get you all content, but, maintain the safety of everybody. Even here in the studio, we keeping our, 6 foot space from one another,
right.
Mike in here, with the mask on,
I had to show him that it's real.
For sure.
I had to show him that it's real.
But, overall, man, we just wishing good vibes to everybody, man. We know, even on the previous podcast, we talked about the coronavirus, but even at that time, it wasn't as big as it is now. So, back then, we kind of didn't have a total idea of what was going on, but now, sadly, we've seen people, get sick. We've seen people pass away, and we realize, even if some people didn't before, that this is a real thing. So with that being said, once again, we wish everybody well. Hopefully this podcast helps you get through. We're going to keep continuing to make content.
You know
as
it.
Our brother Josh says.
You know it.
But, man, what's been going on with you, Mike?
Man, just a whole lot of grinding and a whole lot of grinding and a whole lot of grinding, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just putting things into perspective and kind of getting to know myself a bit more as I'm alone with myself. I live alone. So.
And then, like me time.
Sometimes it's too much time, So just doing that, trying to get out and exercise a little bit when I can. But other than
I seen you on the ground the other day doing push-ups and, trying to get going,
Yeah, so it's been a lot of that going on. And then, it was a tornado, something like a tornado in Grenada, like 2 days ago, being from Mississippi or whatnot.
Check on your people. Make sure they good.
So I've been calling home on a daily lately, just checking on everybody, making sure everybody good.
For sure. Yeah, they say them storms are bad from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama.
Right. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But by the time, it got here, it was just lightning and rain.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad at all. But,
for sure.
Man, I've been enjoying life, bro. How about you? What it's been like on your end?
Man, I've actually, in spite of everything that's going on outside, because I think everybody feels it in some kind of way. But overall, staying at the house a lot more. It's kind of a unique space, because even when I get, it's weird, because the biggest thing that I miss is my friends and being able to get together and all hang out, because we're a big collective group. It's we know we family, so having to stay under 10 people and not really get together with people and so, but overall that's been hard. But overall, I think the bright side of it is that I'm finding we do talk more, now that we can't see each other face to face a lot.
You get a chance to miss them, actually.
Right.
Because sometimes you're around them, you're around somebody and they might start getting on your nerves or some
for
shit.
sure,
you
for
know
sure.
what I mean?
We all humans. We all, you know, have our moments.
Right.
So I feel what you're saying.
But
yeah, overall, man, been at the home a lot more, been cooking a lot more. Like I feel like some people are struggling with the time that they have with themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like because like we live in such a busy society that like very few times we have to sit down, that we have to be in the house, that we don't have the options to do what we normally do. So I think that's what's eating on a lot of people. But overall, like after the first few days of, you know, officially quarantining and, you know, going into the measures that we're supposed to, I was kind of like, this not that bad.
Right.
Like,
I mean, because ultimately you still get to go to the store.
Yeah.
If you know, if you just feel like you really just need to get out, or like I said, just go walking or running.
Yeah. And in my neighborhood, everybody has been like, you know, walking, running.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure there's some happy dogs out because they getting the shit walked out of them.
Yeah.
So overall, I even been, you know, eating better and then start, you know, running a little bit, trying to, you know, really be conscious of health.
Right.
And I think even more for our community, because I think they said the coronavirus is really kind of hitting us really hard.
The hardest.
Right.
So I've heard, you know.
Yeah.
But I was about to say, I checked out this was it Japanese Korean restaurant down on Camp Creek. It's called Kiku or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Woo. Let me tell you, that was good.
That's good look.
Yeah, I guess because I'm hungry, I'm thinking about it.
Right. Mike was talking about food before we went live.
Yeah, man. I eat a lot, so.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with eating good, man.
Yeah, they tell me I'm getting fat. My jaw is getting big. I don't know though.
Hey man, they said like when everybody, you know, start eating good, they get fat, man. That mean you're doing something right.
Hey, you know, she like it.
Hey, that's all that matters.
She like it, right? For real.
But yeah, man. But with that being said, man, I guess we're gonna start doing something that I think will be fun each episode. Now I kind of started it last episode, but I want to make it a thing.
What's it?
The Trillmonga Creative of the Week.
Oh yeah.
We in creative space, you know, and one thing I have noticed about this quarantine too is bringing out the best in people's creativity being locked in the house. Straight up. And so, you know, we pretty much search for creatives, and you know, between Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, we see a lot in a week. And so each week, you know, we gon', you know, spotlight one creative and just, you know, let y'all see what they doing and you know how creative people are. So with that being said, we're gonna get into our first Trillmonga Creative of the Week.
Trillmonga.
It's 2 a.m. just getting in, about to watch some Netflix. Nothing is on but a replay of the Knicks and Celtics. Cousin called, said he wanna borrow paper towels. I hang right up, then I block him cause that nigga wildin'. Spilled some wine, then I went to go and clean it up. I'm asking myself why my Lysol wipes are done. Sat back down, turned the TV on and caught the news. And I put my hand on my head cause I'm so confused. And then I turned the TV down. Cause I thought I heard a coughing sound. Something going on in there, yeah. She ain't having allergy in years. As I get closer to the bathroom, all I hear, and then I hear my baby's voice in there, sneezing out. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Girl, get the fuck out. Then she said, baby, please, don't be crazy. It's only mild. All I heard was my baby's voice. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Don't touch me. Girl, get the fuck out. Went up in the kitchen drawer looking for that. Said a prayer 'cause only God knows what I'm gonna do. What I heard was enough to drive a doctor wild. Coronavirus done made it to my old damn house. Who would've thought she was carrying a pathogen? The swine flu happening to me all over again. And then I turned the TV down, 'cause I thought I heard a coughing sound. Something going on in there, yeah. She ain't had an allergy in years. As I get closer to the bathroom, all I hear, and then I hear my baby's voice in my ear, sneezing. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Girl, get the fuck out. Then she said, baby, please, don't be crazy. It's only mine. All I heard was my baby's voice. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Girl, get the fuck out. Baby, please, don't be crazy. It's only mine. I just can't believe this shit. What the hell is going on between the shirts in my home?
Wait, baby, let me explain before you start to wave your spray.
Girl, I'm about to have a fit. Oh, it's about to be some shit. How do I get into this? Now I got corona from this bitch. Lord, how sickly warm. I'm back to where you come from.
But baby, wait.
Oh, wait, my ass can't believe we shared a glass. Now, Mr. Biggs, control your temper. Wait, why you have my toilet paper?
Honey, wait, I was gonna tell you.
Ooh, this cat looks real familiar. Now don't I know you from somewhere a short while ago? No, I don't think so. Yeah, you bought that last water off the shelf. No, you been snaking me for somebody else.
Frank,
shut up when a healthy man is talking.
But
Thought I told your ass to get to walking. Now I think y'all better leave in peace before I call the CDC. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Girl, get the fuck out. Then she said, baby, please, don't be crazy. It's only mine. All I heard was my baby's voice. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Girl, get the fuck out. Girl, get the fuck out. Baby, please, don't be crazy. It's only mine. Oh, yeah. You're contagious, don't touch me, baby. Girl, get the fuck out. Girl, get the fuck out. Baby, please, don't be crazy. It's only
August Creative of the Week.
You contagious.
That was Monte Ball TV and Alita90_. Make sure to follow them on Instagram. They always posting funny stuff. I followed their page and found this. So shout out to y'all, man. Hopefully we can get y'all on one of these old days and, you know, crack some jokes or something because they all are funny as hell. But that was our Trillmonga Creative of the Week. They are a duo, so make sure to check them out at Monte Bell TV and at Alita90_. With that being said, we're trying to have a little fun around here. We know it's a serious time outside right now. Everybody's a little more stressed. Everybody's a little bit, has other things on their mind. So it's also cool to keep it light sometimes, and that's what we try to do here at Trillmonga. So, with that being said, some more news I heard that was dropping today was that those stimulus checks start hitting some accounts.
Cha-ching.
Money.
Cha-ching.
But Mike, man, everybody's talking about that stimulus check, man. I ain't got mine yet. But
I ain't got mine yet either. I ain't think so. We had this talk earlier.
We did.
Well, I said, I didn't really think I was getting one because I, did my taxes. I'm too turned up. You feel me? Like, so that's what they were saying. Like, you had to, have done your taxes already. So, I'm going to do them just for the listeners, the viewers. Yeah. I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to do them. Don't think I'm not going to do them. But I just ain't did my taxes yet. I'm too turned up. So I didn't think I was going to get a stimulus check. But apparently
you should have a stimulus check coming.
With my $1,200, I saw somebody posting on Facebook saying that like you should, with that stimulus check, you should go get like consider getting like a generator and like some other like some survival shit. You know what I mean? Like
about to go through Armageddon,
right? Like But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my stimulus check, bro. $1,200. That's how much it is, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be $1,200 for every American.
I mean,
that I ain't got no back child support.
I only have. This is the truth.
Yeah.
So I only make plans for money that I earn.
Yeah.
Like I can't really account for that $1,200 because. I don't have it yet, and I don't really know when I'm gonna get it.
You ain't trying to spend up money before it hits your pocket.
Or if I'm gonna get it, honestly. So,
cause I definitely been like online. Everybody been talking about this check, man. Like what they gonna do with it and stuff like that. Which is, I guess, it's cool if you gonna get it to have plans for it. But at the same time, I'm kind of like you.
Realistically speaking, like this shit ain't a part of my budget.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, this some Trump shit.
Most of us still like, hey, this a trick. We gotta pay this back now.
Man, you feel me? Like, I don't even trust this.
It's like you telling folks you ain't got to pay this back, and like they still don't believe you. But like in this country, I kind of understand why like it's hard to trust anything.
Right.
So I feel you on that, man.
I can't go, man. I really don't have any, because honestly, like that's the first time I even thought about spending it.
Right.
Like I really didn't think I was gonna get it.
Right.
So what about you though?
I don't know. I got it's kind of like money in, money out, and which not always a bad thing, but it's kind of like, I'm definitely going to try to, I think I may invest it, try to, make that $1,200 into, something bigger.
Yeah.
Because I know I could just spend it on one thing and it'd be gone, but I'm trying to get more knowledgeable about, the stock market and different investment strategies.
Right.
So I'm kind of like you. That's $1,200 I didn't have. So it's kind of like, if by chance you are just gonna spot me $1,200, let me see what we can make shake.
Right. Exactly. I'll make plans for it when I have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to make. Like I ain't.
Hey, that sound like good. Because I'm about to say money be burning some folks' pockets. Soon as they get it, they don't know where it went. So.
Right.
Nothing wrong with being a little. Ain't nothing wrong with laying back and making plans for your money. You
better, hey, either you gonna run your money or your money gonna run you.
For sure.
Don't make the money. I mean, make the money. Don't let it make you.
Exactly. Dollar bill.
Yeah.
The Players Club, another good movie today. Just put on Netflix.
Right. It's on there. Yeah.
It's all. Something that's funny. Like when you're younger. And you watch movies, and then when you grow up and watch them, it's like two totally different experiences,
bro. For real, dude.
And I watched, Players Club, but not saying it was a bad movie. It wasn't, but like it was what it was. Like it wasn't nothing extra to it.
Exactly. like this wasn't this. It wasn't Friday.
Right.
You
exactly.
see what I'm saying? Like it seems like in the black culture, like it was received as Friday, but when you go back and look at like just the production. Some of the acting, it just went Friday.
And I think also too, sometimes with movies, that's what makes them so special. Is like the time period they came out in, or like maybe what was going on.
Right.
And I think Players Club is like one of those movies too, from our culture standpoint.
Like don't get me wrong, Player Club the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like what you said. You see it, like okay, it was okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But with that being said, man, since we're talking about movies, we have a special guest today on the Trillmonga podcast. And I told you all we'd be bringing you all the dopest creatives that we could find on the face of the earth. And that's exactly what we're doing on this episode. We found a nice young actor and writer by the name of Garland Scott. He's from Detroit. And honestly, the other day while I was at home, quarantined up just like everybody else, it was like the middle of the night, and for some odd reason, I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I turned on the TV, turned on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that just aimlessly roams through Netflix trying to find something to watch. And I stopped at a movie called The Ghost Who Walks. And I didn't think much of it, but like as soon as the opening, scene started, it was just really, really tense. Really, it's like, oh man, this is about to be, good if it keeps on this way. And I watched the movie and it was way better than I thought it was gonna be. You know how most random Netflix movies are.
You cut it off like after the first minute or two.
Right. But I watched the Ghost Who Walks, and it was so good to me that I was like, man, this is dope. Let me let people know about it. And then I made like a movie recommendation on Trillmonga. And the lead actor, Garland Scott, actually saw it, liked it, and commented. And I was like, yo, that's dope, and so he followed, and I followed back, and I was like, hey, might as well message him, and just on some cool stuff, and he was cool and cool. What Andre 3000 said was cool and being cool.
Ice cold.
Right, he was just super cold dude, and he was like, yeah, I rock with y'all, man. Appreciate the support. So none other, we'd like to present to you Garland Scott, new movie on Netflix called The Ghost Who Walks.
The Ghost Who Walks.
Check it out.
What do I look like? I'm a businessman. People gotta get a hold of me.
Well, let me get your number.
What for?
In case I need to get a hold of you.
Man. They let Nolan out today. He's created a real problem for me. Why did you come back here?
I'm trying to get my family back. You gonna help or not?
What family? You ain't got no family.
Welcome to the Trillmonga podcast. I should say welcome back more than anything, I guess, but we'll get to that later. Thank you for your patience. None other than the one and only Garland Scott. Thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks for having me, bro.
So, what's the day been like, man? How you doing out there in LA? How's the family? What's good?
Good, man. Just staying healthy, man. Staying a good 30 feet away from everybody we walk past. Cooking inside, trying to stay healthy, not blow up, being locked in.
I feel you, man. But you're doing pretty good with your workouts, man. I've been checking your IGs. I've been seeing you hitting on the heavy bag and getting it in. I think I seen you running up some sand dunes somewhere in the past. So you seem like a pretty, active type dude. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, man.
Yeah. You can't sit still, man.
Hey, man, I hear you. Well, you definitely a good lesson in that because you definitely haven't been sitting still, man. You have a new movie out on Netflix by the name of The Ghost Who Walks. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, it's a film about an ex-con who rats on his boss to get out of jail, never to get back to his family, to be the father he's never been able to be to his daughter. And this is basically just about a man who's desperate. He was wrapped in a crime code. And we had a great time shooting it. We really hope that it moves people the way it moved us while we created.
And I think that's the biggest thing when I watched it on Netflix. Once I started watching it, even within the first 3 seconds, I was glued. And this was a movie that I hadn't heard of, that I had, just randomly watched. And that's what made it such a strong, moving thing, because it's like, man, this is a good movie. Like, I really enjoyed it. And, I told a few friends about it, and they watched, and they're like, yo, this is dope. And I think it's cool, how the internet works, how the world works, because we were able to connect. So once again, I appreciate you, man, and it just shows you the coolness of reaching out and following your dreams, because that's definitely what you've been doing. What's your journey as an actor been like, because I know everybody sees the finished product, but I know you went through a whole process to get to where you are now and what we're seeing. So congratulations on reaping a little bit of the fruit of your labor, and I know there's plenty more to come. So talk to us a little bit about that process.
Thank you. Heard a lot of no's. That's what happens when you go for it. And it's you have to get used to being okay with someone else saying no to you, but not you saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And along this process, I've been doing this for the past, a little over 10 years
Mm-hmm.
in some shape or form, be it on, the other side of the camera or now I'm in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And you go through your rededication process of deciding if this is something that you really want to go for. Because there's so few that actually get from point A to point B in this. So it's easy to say it's not worth it. Why me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, why not me? And I still have my legs. I still have my faculties. Why not just go for it? Because I don't
Yeah.
want to be looking back 10 years down the line saying, I wish I would have.
Mm-hmm.
So I left my old career and rededicated myself to this in a way that I never have, which is the 9 to 5 working on my craft versus
Mm-hmm.
just doing it after work.
Right.
It became my new full-time job.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about, because here at Trillmonga we promote creativity. And not saying you can't be creative in a 9 to 5 job, because once we talked, I realized that you had a very creative driven job already before you even got into acting or the stuff that you're doing now. So talk to people a little bit about what you did before you got into acting and how it led you to where you are now.
Sure. I was in advertising, and I put together some of the largest campaigns. Hotels.com, Captain Obvious, that's my work. I worked on the Blake Griffin campaigns with the partnerships, and I'm doing these things for years, working with these big budgets or doing great work with small budgets. And it's all creativity. But at the end of the day, you're working for an agency and everything that you create belongs to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're done with all this and you go home tired, 16-hour days, 18-hour days, you have to look at the transcript and go, okay, if I didn't have this, what belongs to me?
Mm-hmm. And that's important.
And I'm looking at all this, and I'm like, wait, this is all the work that I created, but it's still somebody else's,
Mm-hmm.
in a way. So if you do something, someone else gets a slash on it, even if they had nothing to do with it. And it's easy for people to just take your work or say,
Mm-hmm.
this is mine, and you realize that I was sitting there for weeks and weeks on end creating this stuff, and somehow
Right.
you get it. So I was on set one day, and I'm watching the actor live my life. Yeah, I'm doing the scripts, I'm reading, I'm like, and I'm like, why am I sitting on this side? So
like I gotta flip this around. Something gotta change.
You hit a point where you realize that it's better to invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this is different versus applying for a career and you're saying, I'm dedicating my life to this. I'm doing some great work that I'm very proud of. But it's a different satisfaction when you believe in yourself.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I promote here at Trillmonga, because like even I was telling you, even with the music artists I work with, anybody I work with, that's the first thing I make sure that they have, that you got to have your own brand. You got to stand for something. You got to have something, even if I'm not around. So I think that's really important, especially from a creative aspect, because a lot of times we learn to work our whole lives away, and then we see nothing for it. And I feel like now, especially with the younger generation, and they're more geared towards creativity. They're not trying to necessarily go and work a 9 to 5. They do, but most time they're doing it for a means to an end. They're trying to use it to get to where they need to go. And so it's encouraging to see people like you who have invested in themselves and who are continuing to invest in themselves, because you see, once again, the process. And I always tell people, whatever you do, if you do it over and over and over again, you're programmed to get better at it. So
Absolutely.
some people get better than others, but repetition is the father of learning for a reason. So I mean, it's
True.
pretty cool to see people like yourself, go after what they want, endure the process, and to win like you're winning right now. Because, like I said, The Ghost Who Walks is an excellent movie. Even going back to the Infiltrators and like a lot of your other past work, you can see the build on top of everything that you're doing. Because even the Nolan character, which I want to talk to you about, because as I sit here and I talk to you, this nice, loving father, husband. Like, how do you prepare for a role like Nolan? Because it seems like he's completely opposite of everything you encompass.
Well, it's I wouldn't say it's completely opposite, because there's parts of me that are there. There's a core. There's a core. The thing is to build around that core.
Yeah.
And create and add things that weren't there previously. So I use myself as a skeleton in a way, and add these different feelings on. I do a lot of research. I've interviewed people who were in similar situations. I've reread the script about 10 times, broke it down, met with the director, got his information, how he felt about it, how much flexibility did I have to move within this confines of the character in a way. So I created a living, breathing character based on those things I grasped from everywhere else. And that's part of the process.
Yeah. And I think one of the most beautiful things, I can tell that you put a lot of time into this role for the simple fact that it was a moment in the movie at the beginning where you were in the bar and you grabbed a knife.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, it was moments in the movie where I would forget that, man, this dude has been institutionalized. Like, why is he thinking like this? And it's kind of like, oh, man, he feels like he has to have a weapon on him, or he feels like he has to, protect himself at all times because he had been in prison. And so you got so deep into the role that, like, once again, even I had to snap out of it sometimes. So I definitely commend you, man, because, like, stuff like that lets you know that, the actor, behind the character is on their job. So, man, I wish you nothing but luck. I can't wait to see you in more stuff. We'll definitely be following your career here at Trillmonga, and, like, you're one of my favorite actors already just from one movie. So I can't wait to see.
Oh, man, it hit me in the hearts, man. All of the hearts.
But with that being said, man, like, we want everybody to go watch and stream The Ghost Who Walks. And once again, if you could let people know what to expect from The Ghost Who Walks, what would you let them know?
I would say watch the film to experience it, not to think where you think it's gonna go. Try to jump the gun on the concept of the idea. Just enjoy it, and I really hope you watch it and get the same feelings out of it that we put into it.
Spoken like a true creative. Hey, man, but once again, we want to thank you for coming back on. We'll have to show the bloopers after this, but we definitely want to thank you for coming back on and rocking with us, man. We're going to get some information from you once we get off air, man, because I want to make sure to thank you for, just being so patient with us, young creatives. But we on the way. We looking forward. And I said, when I come to LA, I'm definitely going to holler at you. And if you come to Atlanta, you make sure to holler at us.
No doubt, man.
Send my regards to the family. And until next time, we're going to have you back on, man, because I got a feeling we're going to be working together in the future.
Okay, you know it. Hey, the answer's always yes, man. I'm always here.
For sure. So I'll give you a call when this is over, and we'll go from there, man, because we're going to set up your write-up, too, that we're going to do on you. We're going to make sure it's real nice, let the people know that you are officially here, and you're not going nowhere. You're going to be around for a long time. But before we let you go, I can't let you go without some hot seat questions.
All right, let's go.
What's your favorite restaurant in LA?
I would say it's a place called Jelena in Venice.
What's your dream? I'll let you pick 3 other actors to star in a movie with. What would be those 3 actors or actresses?
Okay, all right. Don Cheadle.
Ooh, good one right off.
That's just a monster, man. Just a monster. His range, just his whole career. I've watched him just grow, man. And I'm not saying that someone who's still growing, watching someone else grow, it's like he blows me away every time I see his work.
Yeah.
Always next level stuff. I would say Sam Rockwell.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Rockwell was, you don't know him. He was in Moon, like an indie film. He was the racist cop in 3 Billboards in Evan County. Yeah,
gotcha now.
That like if you see him, every time you see him, he's different.
Yeah.
Every
Very
time,
true.
like
Very true.
The man, craft, man. And I would say I would really, really love to work with Viola Davis, man.
Ooh, another good one.
She, man, like every time
she's the epitome, man.
Snot everywhere. Just snot. I get it. I'm like, oh man, how she.
Hey, those 3 good ones, man. I had to get on you about your boxing choices, but those acting choices were on point, man.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Once again, man, thank you so much for coming on Trillmonga the podcast. If there are any last words you want to give people, now's your chance.
I'd say keep swinging. Man, it's all you. You know, nobody else's life is yours.
That being said, Garland Scott, a talk with the ghost who walks himself. We appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.